Hi, I'm back, and I'm giving you number 2 of what will be a series of cooking tips. My first tip was don't overheat and don't overspice. My second tip is on salting. Use a standard aquarium hydrometer so you can see what that looks like. Okay, you can see a little green mark here. That green mark is basically your average ocean salinity. Now when you make beef jerky, you want that salinity to be just a little higher than the ocean salinity, which means this is going to float a little higher than the water level. For pickling purposes, you want it a great deal less. So you want your salinity probably 2 or 3 notches below sea salt level. Sea salt is a very good level because it's not overpowering. Obviously you can't drink the water, but it's a good base to start for a 0 out level. So for jerky, a little bit saltier, which means this floats above. For other products, maybe a little less salty. Now especially when you're pickling stuff with vinegar, and the reason why is you're pickling with the vinegar, not the salt. In jerky and meat products, you are curing with the salt. So naturally the salt content has to be higher. When you're pickling with vinegar, the salt is a judgment call, really. You don't want to use volumes of water just to test the salinity. So here's a trick I use. You get a clear baster, see that's clear, and you put your hydrometer in there, alright. You put your cap on, you get that in there. Now let's just say this is saline water, and you want to check the saline content. You insert the stipend, and you need to hold your finger there. Now, being that there's no salt in this, you see how high it floats naturally. Now the trick here is to have enough water in there so that this bottom of the hydrometer does not get wedged in the baster. So start out with less salt, add salt, and as you add salt, stir, discard the unused water, and then refill the hydrometer until you see that the green is where you want it. And like I said, that's arbitrary. Except on meats, you want that green to be at or above water level. The lower this sits in the water, the less salt is in the water. If you try to do it by taste, I can't do it. Good luck. So that's tip number 2 out of John Boy's Kitchen.